Chapter 9, the most confidential knowledge. And let's look at a quick review. This is the overview of the chapter 1 to 3. Krishna glorifies the knowledge he's about to reveal. 4 to 10, Aishwarya Jnana, Krishna's relationship with this world. 11 to 19, those who understand Krishna in various ways. 28 to 28, Kevala Bhakti is far superior to demigod worship. And 29 to 34, for the glories of Krishna Bhakti.
Chapter 9.
So 9.11 and 12, Krishna spoke about those who defy and misunderstand Krishna and take shelter of demoniac nature. 13 and 14, those who take shelter of divine nature and with internal focus only on Krishna, they externally engage constantly in the service of Krishna. So Krishna will explain more about pure devotees or Ananya Bhakta and pure devotional service, Ananya Bhakti, in 9.29 to 34, later on in this chapter only, and then 10.1 to 11. Now, in between these two, there is a spectrum of other people who Krishna will talk about in 9.15 and elaborate about them in the subsequent verses till 9.25. So, who are these people? One who defy Krishna is one extreme, one who are pure devotees of Krishna, totally surrendered, taking shelter of Krishna is another extreme. In between, there are some, and Krishna will talk about them now. 3 kinds of jnanis worship Krishna by cultivating knowledge. Jnana yagna. Also open in the Just give me 1 second. I will recite the verse. So here Krishna is talking about 3 kinds of jnanis worship Krishna by cultivating knowledge. Jnanayagneन chapyanye yajanto mamupasate ekatvena pritatvena bahuda vishvato mukham. Let's have somebody read the translation.
Others who engage in sacrifice by the cultivation of knowledge worship the Supreme Lord as the one without a second, as diverse in many and in the universal form. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So let's look at line by line the meaning. Jnana yagnena chapyanye. Others, anye, by jnana yagna, by cultivating knowledge, cultivation of knowledge, they also certainly yajanto mam upasate. That's how they worship me. Yajanto mam upasate. Ekatvena, through oneness. Pritatvena, we'll understand all these words. The Supreme Lord manifests in Pritatvena, many forms. And then Bahuda Vishvato Mukham as the Vishvato Mukham, which is the universal form. So 3 kinds, Ekatvena, Pritatvena, and Bahuda Vishvato Mukham. Let's look at those terms. What is Ekatvena? It is also known as Ahang Groho Pasana. They worship me in oneness, thinking themselves as God. Then Pritatvena Bahuda, which is Pratikopasana, they worship me in diversity in many forms as demigods. And then Vishvato Mukham, which is Vishvato, just give me 1 second. Vishvatomukam is Vishwarup Upasana. They worship me in the universal form that I am everything. So, where are these aspects elaborated is also given over here. 12.1 to 5, Krishna elaborates on Ekatvena. Then 9.20 to 25, Krishna elaborates on demigod worship. 9.16 to 19, and then 11th chapter, Krishna will talk about Vishwarup Upasana. So this is Ekatvena, conception of oneness, thinking oneself to be God, which is not the Mayavadis. This concept is more of Brahmavadis, Ahangro Pasanam. Krishna elaborates in 12.1 to 5. So 9.11 to 12, those who they defy Krishna were the Mayavadis. Now Krishna is talking about the Brahmavadis who do not defy Krishna. They're not offensive towards Krishna's form, but they have this uh, understanding that we all can become God. Right now we are covered, we are impure, but we all can be God. These are Brahmavadis. So that is Ekatvena. You can remember Eka, right? So remember oneness. Three kinds of worshippers. Krishna is talking about Ekatvena. He who worships himself as one with the Supreme Lord. This is the lowest category, think themselves as Supreme Lord, and in this mentality worship themselves. This is most predominant. This is also a type of God worship, for they
Mataji,
can
no audio.
understand they are not this body,
Can't
but
hear
the
you.
spirit soul. You cannot hear me? Hare Krishna.
You can hear, Mataji. I can hear.
Shambhu Prabhu, you cannot hear?
Now I can hear, Mataji. Now I can hear. Thank you.
Okay. Now this is Prithaktvena Bahuda, which is polytheism. Various controllers who are controlling the various aspects of the universe, people worship them. So this is called Prithaktvena Bahuda. Then next, let's talk about this a little more. The second class includes the worshippers of demigods, those who by imagination consider any form to be the form of Supreme Lord. The worship of vibhutis of the Lord taking one and worshipping separately is called Prithaktvena. In such worship, the person thinks that Supreme Lord Vishnu is non-different from the sun, he is non-different from Indra, he is non-different from Soma, etc., etc., and this is how they worship them. Then this is Vishvatomukha, which is pantheism. Everything is God. He who worships the universal form, the Vishwarup of Supreme Personality of Godhead. The third class includes those who cannot conceive of anything beyond the manifestation of this material universe. They consider the universe to be supreme organism and entity and worship that. The new universe is also a form of the Lord. Worship of the totality of vibhutis, thinking Vishnu is everything, is called Vishwarup Upasana. So let's understand these three a little more. God consciousness conceptions evolve gradually, and this shows how it's evolving in these three aspects. So first one is conception of the absolute truth, universe itself, right? It's anything that is big and vast, because God is great. Then whatever big we see around us, people think that is God. I'll give you my own example. Long back, I was in school that time. Little disturbance. I think I fought with my brother or something happened. In that age, that is a big thing, right? I'm so sad, I'm so depressed. These little things used to be big things at that time. So I was really sad. I came outside, in our, our chacha used to be, uncle used to be on the first floor. We were on ground floor, we were on the first floor. So on the first floor, there was a balcony. Over there, I was just standing with my eyes closed. I'm like, God, are you there? Like that. I'm just, in my mind, I'm thinking and I'm asking in my sadness. And it was like pin drop silence, no wind, nothing. And suddenly there was a gush of wind just for a second. And, I opened my eyes, it was like, wow, this is like God has given. I wasn't Krishna conscious, so I didn't know Krishna is the supreme. And within few days, we were all sitting. My friends were there, and my brother, older brother, his friends were there. So we were all sitting and we were discussing. Each one was giving their own conception of who they think is God. And when my turn came, I said nature is God. Because see, little experience I had of that wind coming on me when I said, is God there? So this conception people do have in their mind that whatever is big, they equate it with the great God. So this universe is so big. So then equate that with God due to its vastness and its pervasiveness. So Vishvatomukam, pantheism, everything is God, is Vishwarup Upasana. Then there is polytheism, that there are many gods. Evolution is that all the awe-inspiring features of the universe must require some controllers, right? Like there's rain, great feature of in our universe where there's little rain, then there's drought, people can die. If there's so much rain, there can be floods, people can die, right? So these powers, these different aspects, fire or heat, there are so many forest fires and so many living entities, they die like that. So if there is so much awe-inspiring features in the universe, there must be somebody who's controlling these. So these controllers, then people start to worship them. There are many gods. This is Pritak Vena Bahuda, and it is also called Pratikopasana. So Pratik meaning, what is Pratik in English? Like a feature which is, I don't know how to say it in English.
It is
Symbol.
duality.
No, Pratik, like identity, kind of, right?
Is
Different.
it symbol?
Symbol or identity. This is the Pratik that, maybe
Pratik.
identity. So
Sign.
they identify with, sorry, go ahead. Somebody was saying.
Sign.
Sign. Yeah, so the sign of the supremacy, they are showing, putting their worship into that. So this is showing that this is great and this is God, like that. So Pratik Upasana. Then they evolve into everything in the material world is temporary, but there is a spiritual reality beyond it. That and I are the same. So I'm also spiritual. I have this, sometimes I have this feeling. If this is about people who are not in Krishna consciousness, but they are evolved in spirituality, that I am different than the body. There is some element of mine which is spiritual within me. When the body dies, that does not die. So if there is spiritual reality beyond me and beyond this body and beyond this universe, that and I must be the same. So they start worship. This is Ekatvena. It's called Ahangropasana, that I am God. So like that evolves. Okay, we'll keep going. Worshipping Krishna in his universal form or Vishwarupa Upasana is what Krishna is going to talk about now. Aham Pratur Aham Yajnaha Swadhaham Aham Aushadham Mantroham Aham Evajyam Aham Agnir Aham Hutam. Somebody can read the translation.
But it is I who am the ritual, the sacrifice, the offering to the ancestors, the healing herb, the translation chant. I am the butter and I am the fire and the offering. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. So let's look at Aham Kratur Aham Yajna. Krishna says, I am. So now, if you remember long back, I think in the fourth chapter where Krishna spoke about sacrifices. Now the concept is evolving. There it was Brahman, right? The Karma Kandis are doing yajna and they are putting everything in fire, thinking that it is Ahuti to Brahman. Now it's coming to, because this is Bhakti section, middle of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is Krishnizing. I am that butter, I am that yajna, right? So all that is happening now. So Krishna is talking about the various elements of the yajna of sacrifice. Aham kratur, aham yajna. I am the Vedic ritual in the Shrutis. And then kratur is in the Shrutis and aham yajna is in the Smritis, scriptures. Swadhaham, aham oshadam. I am offered into it and I am the healing herb. I'm the oblation and I'm the oshadi. I'm the healing herb. Mantroham, aham evajam. I am the mantras which are chanted, and I am the ghee that is poured in the fire sacrifice. Aham agnir, aham hutam. I am the fire, and I am the act of offering also. So there's a progressive thought of the Bhagavad Gita. We always talk about how it's moving in a helix-like fashion. Krishna repeats the concept that he gave before, but he also gives additional knowledge. So revealing the same concepts in a deeper Krishna-centered way. So here we see 4.24 was at the seeker's level. Elements of sacrifice were identified as Brahma. When a Nishkama Karma Yogi or Karmakandi or whoever is doing, they're performing sacrifices, at that time, he does not know what is the absolute truth. But now Krishna takes that thought further and says, Aham, that I am, who is the various elements of the sacrifices. So Kratur is ritual mentioned in the Shruti scriptures. Yajna is sacrifices mentioned in the Smriti scriptures. Swadha or Swadha is oblation offering to the ancestors. Oshadam is the healing herb. Mantra is the transcendental chanting. Ajam is the ghee or the melted butter. Agni is the fire and Hutam is the act of offering. So Krishna, what is he saying? I am all of this. Vedic sacrifices of Karma Kand division are in total also Krishna. So here we see of all the components of sacrifices, only the important terms are clarified. Other than that, also everything else is also Krishna, but these were the important things which Krishna is bringing out in this verse saying, I am this, I am this. Ritual Vedic sacrifice known as Jyotishoma. Jyotistoma is also Krishna. Sacrifice is the Mahayagna mentioned in Smriti, is also Krishna. Oblation offering to Pitraloka is also Krishna. Fire is one of the 5 material elements, separated energy of Krishna, right? Also Krishna. Next, Krishna explains how he pervades all aspects of existence. This is 9.17. Pitahamasya jagato mata dhata pitamaha vedyam pavitram omkara riksama yajureva cha. Balakrishna Prabhu. You can also read the translation, and I think you have a reflection or a question. Go ahead,
Yeah.
please.
I have already, Mataji will read the translation. I have read. And this reflection I will say. Yeah.
Sure.
Read the. Okay.
I am the father of
Sure.
this universe, the mother, the support, and the grandsire. I am the object of knowledge, the purifier, and the syllable Om. I am also the Rig, the Sama, and the Yajur Vedas. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. I was referring to
Yes.
earlier shloka, where Brahmana Patni sent these Brahmanas in Srimad Bhagavatam. Brahmana didn't know this shloka because Lord himself is asking for some bhoga and they refuse. Whereas Brahmana Patnis, without knowing anything, just by listening the glories of the Krishna, they offered him all the bhoga.
Wonderful, Prabhu. Wonderful connection. Thank you so much for sharing. So here he says, Pitaham asya jagato. I am the father of this universe, jagato. Mata dhata pitamaha. I'm not just the father, I'm the mother, I'm the supporter. Dhata, I'm the pitamaha, I'm the grandfather. Vedyam pavitram omkara. What is to be known? Which is that which purifies. Vedyam pavitram omkara. I am that syllable om. Rig sama yajureva cha. I am the Rig Veda, I am the Sama Veda, and the Yajur Veda, certainly. Eva cha. So this is what it is. Let's look at it in pictures. So I am the father, the mother, the maintainer, the grandfather. I am the purifier. I am the syllable Om. I am the Vedas. Okay, so seeing everything in the manifestation as the manifestation of God. Yes, Shambhura Prabhu.
Mataji is not mentioned about anything about the Atharva Veda. He's not a part of that. It's not a part of it.
Is also a part of it, but there is a detail why it is not mentioned exactly. When he says these three, that is also contained in it only. Yeah. Later on, when Krishna talks about his vibhutis, we'll also understand. He says that in the 10th chapter, he talks about how amongst the animals I'm this, amongst the plants I am this. And so it's not that like amongst the water animals, he's the shark, which is the greatest, right? But it is not that the smaller fish is not Krishna. So he's given the greater concept, but that includes everything else. That I am that, I am that. In the material exist. You can read the Shambhura Prabhu. You can read what you see on the screen.
In the material existence, we create different relationships with different living entities who are nothing but Krishna's marginal energy. Under the creation of Prakriti, some of them appear as our father, mother, grandfather, creator, etc. But actually, they are all parts and parcels of Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So everything is coming from Krishna in that sense. Everything is Krishna. Right? Sparks of light coming from the sun is also sun, like that. But Prabhupada is also going to talk about the Achinta Bheda, Abheda Tattva in this verse only. But let's keep going. We'll read the purport also. It is Krishna who is giving us his love, his shelter, his strength, and benefiting us through his manifestation in the form of different people and things. So our father, our mother in this material world, they are also Krishna, right? But now if the discussion goes on like this, if both of them are Krishna, there cannot be two gods. There is only one God. How can two be supreme? And if they amongst themselves, like father wants me to be a doctor, mother wants me to be an engineer, so which God should I listen to? So it's not like that. Our parents, our friends, all our loved ones, they are who are giving us protection, shelter, love, strength. They're all manifestations of Krishna only. So Krishna is showing his love and his embrace to us through these different people. It is he who's giving us knowledge, beautifying us, and given us everything we have. So focus is on seeing how everything is connected with Krishna. And let's read the purport a little bit because Prabhupada talks about the concept of Veda, Aveda. So, okay, here also, let's read the whole purport. If somebody wants to read, you can unmute yourself. 9.17.
Hare
The
Krishna.
entire
The
Hare Krishna.
Okay, whoever
Go ahead,
is
Mother.
reading, you have to go fast. Go fast.
okay. The entire cosmic manifestations, moving and non-moving, are manifested by different activities of Krishna's energy. In the material existence, we create different relationships with different living entities who are nothing but Krishna's marginal energy. Under the creation of Prakriti, some of them appear as our father, mother, grandfather, creator, etc. But actually, they are parts and parcels of Krishna. As such, these living entities who appear to be our father, mother, etc., are nothing but Krishna. In this verse, the word dhata means creator. Not only are our father and mother parts and parcels of Krishna, but the creator, grandmother and grandfather, etc., are also Krishna. Actually, any living entity being part and parcel of Krishna is Krishna. All the Vedas, therefore, aim only towards Krishna. Whatever we want to know through the Vedas is but a progressive step toward understanding Krishna. That subject matter which helps us purify our constitutional position is especially Krishna. Similarly, the living entity who is inquisitive to understand all Vedic principles is also part and parcel of Krishna, and as such is also Krishna. In all the Vedic mantras, the word Om, called Pranava, is a transcendental sound vibration and is also Krishna. And because in all the hymns of the four Vedas, Sama, Yajur, Rig, and Atharva, the Pranava or Omkara is very prominent, it is understood to be Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. So, Prabhupada is emphasizing Achintya Veda Abheda Tattva, how that everything is Krishna, but in minute. Like he is Vibhu and we are Anu. So it is Krishna, but in another example given is if you take a drop of water from the ocean and look at the characteristics also under the microscope, it's exactly like the ocean, but in very minute quantity. So although the qualities are exactly the same, the quantity is different. So that's Achintya Veda Abheda Tattva, which Prabhupada is emphasizing. Okay, so after describing this, now Krishna is going to move forward and emphasize that whatever gives us shelter is ultimately He only. This is 18th verse, 9.18. Gatir Bharta Prabhu Sakshi Nivasaha Sharanam Sutrit Prabhavaha Pralayasthanam Nidhanam Bijam Avyayam. Somebody can unmute and read the translation, please.
I am the goal, the sustainer, the master, the witness, the abode, the refuge, and the most dear friend. I am the creation and the annihilation, the basis of everything, the resting place, and the eternal seed. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Gatir Bharta Prabhu Sakshi. Krishna is saying, I am the goal. Gatir, I'm the Bharta, the sustainer. I'm Prabhu, I'm the Lord. I'm Sakshi, I'm the witness. Nivasa, I'm the abode. Sharanam, I'm the refuge. And I'm Suhrit, I'm the most intimate friend. Prabhava, I'm the creation. And Pralaya, I'm dissolution. Sthanam, I'm the ground. Nidhanam, resting place. Bijam, I'm the seed. And Avyayam, I'm imperishable. All right, so I am the goal, the sustainer, the master, the witness. I am the abode, the shelter, the dearest friend. I'm the creation, destruction, maintenance of all. I'm the resting place, eternal seed, indestructible cause. So Gati's ultimate goal is Krishna. Although people do not know it, many make their destination to different demigods, thus perform rigid rituals, but all such demigod planets, being creation of Krishna, are simultaneously Krishna and not Krishna. How? Being manifestation of Krishna's energy, they are Krishna, but they serve only a step forward for realizing Krishna. The approach to approach different energies of Krishna is an indirect approach. Better to have a direct approach which saves time and energy. Analogy is elevator versus staircase. This also given by Prabhupada so many times. Sustainer, because everything is resting on Krishna's energy. He's the master. Krishna is the supreme ruler and everything belongs to him. He's the witness. He's in everybody's heart. Abode, he's the residences, countries, planets, everything, everywhere we live, it is Krishna only. Ultimate goal of our shelter, take shelter of Krishna for any distress. And Suhrit, because he is the cause of our generation and he is our supreme father. So normally when we plant a seed, Krishna says he's bija, right? So the bija, it gives rise to another, what is this? Sorry for the spelling. Gives rise to another plant, but it ceases to exist, right? If somebody says, if Krishna says, I'm the bija, he's not like this bija, which, becomes a plant and then there's no where you can see that bija, it's gone. But Krishna, Bijam Avyayam, from Krishna, so many living entities come, still Krishna does not get depleted and never succumbs to time. Now, this verse tells us truly what is God, like what are his characteristics in terms of relationship with us. So many people give us love, show kindness to us, and give us shelter, and a devotee feels grateful towards all of them. But at the same time, one also recognizes that it is Krishna who is helping us through them. And there's this beautiful short story about this old lady and her atheist neighbor. You must have heard of this, I'm not sure. Okay. So this old lady, she always was thanking God for everything. But the neighbor was an atheist and a young guy. And he used to like, why is she always praying to God? Oh God, you're the one giving me this, this, this. So one day what he does is gets a big bag of groceries and puts it outside her door, rings the bell, and goes hides in a corner. So she opens the door, she sees that big bag of groceries, there's nobody around and somebody's left it for her. She picks it up and she's like, thank you God for this, grocery bag that you've sent to me. It'll last me for days. Thank you so much. And this person appears from the side. He's sitting in one corner, and from there he shouts, hey old lady, it is me who's brought this bag to you, not God. I have brought it. And then she prays to God and looks up and she says, not only have you given this big bag of groceries, you had this atheist pay for it. So this is a beautiful conception or
Gauram Prabhu
consciousness
story,
of a.
Mataji. Gauram
Sorry?
Prabhu. Gauram Prabhu. He quotes this very often.
Who?
Gauranga Prabhu.
Gauranga Prabhu. Okay. I must have heard from him only. A devotee sees things beyond the material level to the devotional level and sees Krishna's hand in everything. Now,
He
Krishna
says
continues.
that it is God only who inspired you to bring all these things to me.
Correct, correct. Krishna continues to explain how various universal manifestations are connected with him. So we'll continue. This is 9.19. Tapamyaham aham varsham nigrahanami utsrijami cha amritam chaiva mrityuscha sadasat chaham arjuna. Have somebody read the translation?
O Arjuna, I give heat and I withhold and send forth the rain. I am immortality and I am also death personified. Both spirit and matter are in me. Hare Krishna.
Mataji. Tapamyaham aham varsham. I give out heat and I give varsham. I give the varsha rain. Nigranami utsrijami cha. I withhold and send forth what? That rain. Amritam chaiva mrityusha. I am nectar and I am also death. Then he says, Sat Asat Chaham Arjuna, spirit and matter. I am both spirit and matter. Sat and Asat. So let's look at this. Tabamyaham Aham Varsham is the first two features that Krishna talks about. I am heat, I give heat and I cause the rain. I withhold and send forth that rain. So sun is critical for existence as it gives us heat and light. So Krishna says it is he who gives out that heat energy and the light energy. Similarly, we need water, and so Krishna says it is he who provides water and withholds water. Amritam chaiva mrityuscha, I am immortality, liberation, and I'm also death. So in what way is Krishna Amritam? When Krishna comes, he gives his message and displays his pastimes, thus attracting us and inviting us to also exist at the level of immortality in spiritual existence and devotion to him. So in that way, he is immortal and inviting us also to the spiritual world. And how is he death? To those who choose otherwise. To them, Krishna appears as death and oversees the continuation of their journey in the cycle of birth and death. Satasat Chaham Arjuna. I am both spirit and matter, subtle and gross, O Arjuna. So Lord Krishna is both matter and spirit. In advanced stages of consciousness, one can see Krishna in everything. So Prabhupada talks about this in the purport. He says, this is our real Gati. Gati means the destination where we want to go. Ultimate goal is Krishna. One not knowing Krishna is misled. Misled people's or person's Gati is either partial or hallucinatory. Many who make their destination different demigods and reach different planets like Chandraloka, Suryaloka, Indraloka, Maharloka, etc. by rigid performance. These planets are also Krishna, being manifestations of his energy, but they are an indirect approach towards Krishna. Approaching Krishna saves time and energy. Why use the staircase if elevator is there to go to the top of the building? Without Krishna's shelter, nothing can exist. Everything belongs to him and rests on his energy. So this is like kind of a summary, nutshell of what Prabhupada gives in the purport. Krishna is helping the people who do Vishwarup Upasana to understand how everything is connected with him and how everything is going to lead to him, how he's the ultimate goal of all their worship. So if everything is God, everything is Krishna, why not directly worship Krishna? This is where Krishna is leading such people to. Okay, this is a summary.
Hare Krishna, there is a beautiful Maharaj has given a quote on this death. Death is the end of everything for non-devotees, which they identify with. And for devotees, death is beginning into the entrance of the realm of eternity.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing, Mataji. All right. So this is a summary you can read later of all the elements Krishna spoke about, how he is that. And we'll come to the next slideshow. Okay, so here we are. 9.20, attaining heaven by piety. So this is now Krishna is talking about demigod worship or pratikopasana. If you remember, pratikopasana, right? Traividya mama soma puta papa yagnerishtva swar gatim prarthayante te punyamasadaya surendra lokam ashanti divyam divideva bhogan. Somebody can read the translation.
Those who study the Vedas and drink the Soma juice, seeking the heavenly planets, worship me indirectly. Purified of sinful reactions, they take birth on the pious heavenly planet of Indra, where they enjoy godly delights. Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna. So try Vidya Mam Soma Puta Papa. Knower of the three Vedas, try Vidya, right? Three Vedas, the one who knows, the knower of the three Vedas. Mama, me, drinkers of Soma Pa. Soma Pa is Soma juice or Soma, the nectar which is called Soma, purified. Puta Papa, of all their sins, they are purified. Puta is purified and Papa is sin. So drinking that Somapa, people get purified of their papas. And these are people who are knowers of the three Vedas. Yagne Rishtva Swargatim Prarthayante, with sacrifices. So in that sacrifice, it is mentioned that you have to drink this Somapa. So with sacrifices, Yagner Ishtva, worshipping, Swargatim, they get the passage to Swargaloka, Swargatim. Prarthayante, they pray for this. Doing this yagya, they pray for this, and then the passage towards heaven is open for them. Te punyam asadya surendra lokam. Thus, being pious, attaining what? Surendra loka. Surendra is name of Indra. Indra loka is that gate towards heaven is open for them. Being attained piety. Ashnanti Divyan Divideva Bhogan. Enjoying Ashnanti, they enjoy what? Divya, celestial, in the heaven. Divi Deva Bhogam, the pleasures of Deva Bhogan, pleasures of the Devas, they enjoy over there. So, Trividya, they are knowers of the three Vedas, and Somapa, drinking that nectar. Here, some people will call alcohol as Soma. Soma juice pi raha hu main. I've heard, like, when I was in India, I heard this sometimes, Somapa. So, Soma is, this nectar is not the nectar that is churned from, the churning of the milk ocean, not that one. That is, that gives immortality, right? This one gives that kind of body where you'll enjoy in the heavenly planets but not die. That kind of body is given. Drinking this is also part of that sacrifice which opens the heavenly doors. So this is Yagnerishtva doing that yagna and attaining Swargatim, which is Swarga. So Asadya Surendra Lokam, this is the Loka of Indra. So 3 levels of existence are there. Krishna is talking about the celestial in here. So what is terrestrial? Which is connected with earth. That this is terrestrial. Then there is celestial, which is connected with the higher levels like sky, heavenly planets, etc. But within this universe. But then there is spiritual, which is connected to higher than material level. So Bhagavad Gita is leading us to teaching, don't seek higher material happiness, but seek higher than material happiness, going beyond the material level. Devotional service begins with chanting of Hare Krishna mantra and side by side trying to understand Krishna in truth. This is in the purport. So let's keep going. Krishna gives details about what happens after one goes to heavenly planets, then he has to come back. So this is 9.21. Tetam bhuktva svarga lokam vishalam shine punyamartya lokam vishanti evam trayi dharmam anuprapanna gatagatam kama kama labhante. Somebody read the translation.
When they have thus enjoyed vast heavenly sense pleasure, and the results of their pious activities are exhausted, they return to this mortal planet again. Thus, those who seek sense enjoyment by adhering to the principles of the three Vedas achieve only repeated birth and death. Hare Krishna.
Remember, Krishna spoke about go beyond the three Vedas. Which was that verse?
Traigunya Vishaya Veda.
Traigunya Vishaya Veda. This Traigunya Bhavarjuna.
Bhavarjuna Nirdvanda Nirtyasattvastu Niryogakshema.
Sattvastu,
Atmavan. Very nice. And what was the verse number? 2.40?
2.40?
45.
45. Yes, 45. Yes, Sumati Mataji. Wonderful. Great. So here also Krishna is giving the same information. Go beyond the three Vedas. There he said, but why you should go beyond? He's giving over here detail, right? So remember, helix like fashion. Krishna is giving more details and going deeper into what the concept he gave earlier in the Bhagavad Gita. So let's look at the verse. Tetam bhuktva swarga lokam vishalam. They enjoying this bhuktva. They enjoy swarga lokam in the heavenly planets, which is vast enjoyment. Vishalam. Shine punne martya lokam vishanti. Then being exhausted, Shine Punne, those punyas get exhausted. With each enjoyment that the punyas are getting exhausted, Martya Lokan, then what is the result? They come back to the Martya Loka, to the material earth, to mortal earth. Vishanti, they fall down. Evam Trayi Dharmam Anu Prapanna. Thus, of the three Vedas, Trayi Dharmam, the doctrines which are given and people who are following, what do they attain? Gatagatam. They attain death and birth again and again. Gata and agatam. Death and birth. Kama kama, desiring sense enjoyment. They attain it, but what is their ultimate attainment? Birth and death only. So, result of worshipping Devtas or Karmakand, worshippers of Devtas worship Krishna only, but indirectly they study the Vedas, drink the Soma juice, seeking the heavenly planets and path of Devta worshippers. Purified of sinful reactions, they take birth on the pious heavenly planet of Indra, where they enjoy godly delights. After exhausting the result of their pious activity, they return to this mortal planet again. Thus, this path only offers repeated birth and death. So, perform yajna. This is performance of worship to Krishna indirectly. Perform yajna according to the Vedas, go to Swarga when they acquire enough credits, goes to demigod planets or lokas, enjoy lots of pleasure, and then they fall back down. Ultimate goal of three Vedis is Krishna only. Actual three Vedis take shelter of lotus feet of Krishna and engage in devotional service by chanting Hare Krishna and by cultivating knowledge of Krishna. Disadvantage of heavenly planets come back to earth. Cycle of birth and death is repeated after exhausting pious deeds. Analogy is the Ferris wheel compared to cycle of birth and death. Solution offered is to avoid repeated birth and death. Make spiritual world as your goal and not the Swargalok. Okay, Prabhupada says, Trivedis are very much respected in society, but they don't know the ultimate purport of studying them. Krishna here declares himself to be the ultimate goal for them. Actual Trivedis take shelter of Krishna and perform pure devotional service, chanting, and simultaneously trying to understand Krishna in truth. Destination, drinking the remnants of sacrifice, which is the Soma, and being purified of sins, which obstruct their attainment of Swarga, Bhuta Papa, they pray for Swarga. More notes you can read later. Well, here is example of a person who has collected so much money after working so hard, and destination is maybe go to Hawaii and stay there for a week, spend all his money that, that budget he's taken out for his vacation. But every enjoyment, the food and the drinks and going for scuba diving, all these things need money, right? So all that money that he's collected, he's spending. So with each enjoyment, he is exhausting that money. And after that is exhausted, he's to come back to his place wherever he's working, right? Go back home. Another example is given if somebody is on a big ocean, right? In a big ocean and almost drowning, and there's an iceberg, and he swims to that iceberg and sits on it and thinking, now I'm saved. The iceberg is also going to melt and he's going to fall down back again. So that is going to heavenly planets, but then falling back on earth again. In contrast to demigod worshippers, the pure devotees of Krishna attain infallible protection directly from Krishna, which is not obtained by pious acts. So beautiful verse coming up, which Krishna is contrasting such, drastically, extremely different than, what he just now spoke, that you do pious activities according to the Vedas, perform all these difficult sacrifices, drink the Soma. It is not that people who are pious will go to heavenly planet. They have to be really pious. They have to really, have this consciousness of charity without expecting anything. So it's a lot. To go to heaven is also not easy. But here Krishna gives a beautiful verse, how he shows that his complete protection for Ananya Bhaktas. Ananya Shintayanto Mam Yejana Paryupasate Tesham Nityabhiyuktanam Yoga Shemam Vahamyaham. Let's all recite it 2 more times together. Ananya Shintayanto Mam Yejanaha Paryupasate Tesham Nityabhiyuktanam Yoga Shemam Vahamyaham. One more time. Ananyashchintayanto mam ye janaha paryupasate tesham nityabhyuktanam yoga shemam vahamyaham. One of the verses that we'll memorize. But those who worship me with devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have. So Ananyashchintayanto mam. Having no other object, ananyas chintayant, they are concentrating on what? On me. Not on the elements in this universe, not on any other demigods, not on themselves thinking we are God, not those concepts. They are concentrating their mind on me, Mam. Ye janaha paryupasate, those who persons, jana paryupasate, they properly worship. Tesham nitya abhiyuktanam, for them, always, nitya, fixed in devotion, yoga shemam. I give them their requirements and I give them protection also. And I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have. So let's look at this. Yoga shemam vahamyaham. Krishna, let's have somebody read this. A very important slide.
Krishna says, for those who worship me with exclusive devotion, for them I carry what they lack, I preserve what they have. Devotees is perfect in self-realization. It is because his only desire is to associate with Supreme Personality of Godhead. He always worships with exclusive devotion, unable to live without Krishna even for a moment. Such Krishna conscious activities are all auspicious and full of spiritual potencies. Yoga implies such a devotee undoubtedly approaches Lord without difficulty, helps the devotee achieve Krishna consciousness by yoga. Akshema refers to the merciful protection of the Lord. When one becomes fully Krishna consciousness, the Lord protects him from falling down to miserable conditional life. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
So yoga is our approach towards Krishna, where Krishna also helps without difficulty. We're able to approach Krishna. And Krishna
Same.
helps achieve Krishna consciousness by that yoga. So yoga is from our side. Whatever we have, Krishna preserves that. And what we lack, Krishna also carries that. With his merciful protection, he protects the devotee from falling down in the material condition of life. So yoga is a devotee's approach towards Krishna, provision for sake of connection, and shemam is merciful protection of the Lord for his devotee, so he never falls back. Lord's affection towards his unalloyed devotees, the disposition of a devotee, nityabhiyuktanam, according to Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, they are at all times nityam, well versed in matters concerning me, abhiyuktanam, and are always ignorant of all other things. Or the phrase can mean that they constantly desire to be in my association. Baldev Vidyabhushan, he says, who are always absorbed in me, nitya abhiyuktanam, forgetting about their bodily maintenance. So even without thinking about their own bodily maintenance, they're always absorbed in thinking of me. And then Prabhupada says, one who is unable to live for a moment without Krishna consciousness cannot but think of Krishna 24 hours a day. His only desire is to achieve the association of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Paryupasate, being engaged in devotional service by the 9 limbs of bhakti. Such activities are all auspicious and full of spiritual potencies, which makes the devotee perfect in self-realization. Who worship me thoroughly? They worship me as the reservoir of auspicious qualities, as the reservoir of variegatedness, astonishing ambrosia, pastimes, as the reservoir of divine powers. This is from Baldev Vidyabhushan. Ananya janaha chintayantaha. Baldev Vidyabhushan again, he says, who take me alone as the goal, ananyas, who meditate upon me, chintayanto. And Madhvacharya says the word ananya means exclusivity. All right, more details you can read later. Prabhupada says to think of Krishna, what is the difficulty? We all have got thinking power. Our mind is never vacant. We're always thinking of something. We think of something always 24 hours a day. That is mind's nature. So if you simply think of Krishna, then your life becomes successful. We see Prahlad Maharaj always thinking of Krishna. Ananyas chintayanto mam. To them I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have. And this is a beautiful story. You must have read Akbar Birbal stories in your childhood. I'm sure we all have, right? This is a story of Akbar and Birbal, but there's Krishna in it. So somebody can be, let's have two people. Somebody can be, one can be Akbar, one can be Birbal. Okay. I don't think you will. Let's have Krishna Keshav Prabhuji. Would you want to be Birbal? Mataji, you can be Akbar. So you can unmute both of you, and you can. And then we also need one who is another person involved here. So Shambhurao Prabhu, would you like to be that character? In between, he'll come. He's the one who makes like the. You'll know. It is not Akbar. It is not Birbal. So that third personality can be you. Okay, let's start. Start with Akbar. That's Mataji.
Birbal, your gods are really funny.
Emperor Akbar respects my Hindu religion, as much as he reverses
Reverse.
Islam. Surely he is trying to tease me. But this is not what he's saying. It's thinking. He's thinking about this.
Yeah, but yeah. You can say what he's thinking also.
Look at your Krishna. Krishna, doesn't he have any helpers or assistants? Whenever his devotees call for help, he himself comes running to their aid. Surely he could send someone else. Well, तुम बोलोगे ना?
The king dots on his grandson. That gives me an idea.
Okay, so we know what's going on, right? Akbar is teasing Birbal, saying that your gods are so funny. And Birbal is thinking he also reveres, he respects Hindu religion as much as he respects his own Islam. So there must be something that he is having in his mind. So then he's thinking and why is he saying like this? As Akbar clarifies, he says, that whenever the devotees call for help, it's Krishna himself who runs to their help. Doesn't he have anybody else who he can, like assistants, who he can send? Why does he go himself? And now Birbal gets an idea. He sees that he's holding his grandson and he loves him so much that gives an idea to Birbal. So let's see what he does. So now Birbal goes to this person.
I want a wax model made to look exactly like the emperor's grandson. Yes, Hazur, I will make it ready.
Okay, Shambhurao Prabhu, he's saying this person who makes wax sculptures, he says, yes, Huzur, I will have it ready. Okay, now that person is saying to Birbal. Go ahead, Shambhurao Prabhu.
Why, Huzur, this statue looks exactly like Prince Khurram.
So it does. I have dressed it in this clothes and jewels.
Clothes and jewels. So I've dressed him in that grandson's clothes and jewels.
Now I want you to carry this statue in your arms and go to the royal garden and go near the pond and pretend to trip so that the statue slips inside the water. As you say,
Huzur.
Oh,
The sight
what?
that met Akbar's eyes as he entered the garden shocked him.
Oh, what have you done?
Oh, what have you done? So he's tripped and that statue falls in the water, right?
My darling grandson. और वो कूद गए पानी में. Thank God this is only a wax statue.
But Your Majesty, why did you jump into the pond yourself? Didn't you have servants to help you?
I do, but my grandson is so precious, I couldn't wait to call anyone.
Precisely, Your Majesty. To the Lord Krishna, his devotees are very precious.
You have proved your point, as usual, Birbal.
Beautiful short story, right? How Krishna personally, because he doesn't want to wait. Here we see Akbar jumping in the pond because there's no time for him to call anyone to, and he's so precious. So for Krishna, his devotees are so precious. He does not want to wait for anybody, right? Because he sees the dire circumstance of the devotee. He wants to personally go and help the devotee. This is called yoga by the mercy of the Lord. Such a devotee never comes back to this material condition of life. And here we'll watch a play. We still have some time. And this is, I think, I'll forward it a little bit because in the beginning, what is happening, this couple who are wonderful devotees, you must have heard this pastime. Wonderful devotees. And this is. In the beginning, they're at home, they're worshipping the Lord. There are other people. So they're just, chanting mantras and worshipping. And I'll forward that part a little bit because otherwise it's 17 minutes. Yeah. This is on this verse only. This play.
To understand the essence of the scriptures, Prahlad Maharaj and Bali Maharaj were born in the family of demons, but their devotion to the Lord is glorified even today. Ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. Exclusive devotion to the Supreme Lord, that is very important. By rendering devotional service to the Lord, even the son of a maidservant attained the exalted position as the great sage Narada.
By our association, we are also getting the opportunity to render devotional service to the Supreme Lord.
True, it is our great fortune.
Prabhuji, we will take leave.
Ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. Yogakshemam vahamyaham?
Take the next step in treating your moderate to severe ulcerative colitis with Entyvio, the only gut-focused.
Lakshmi, come here. When I was reading this verse, I had a doubt. Here Krishna says, Yogakshemam Vahamyaham. That means Krishna personally carries what his devotees lack and he preserves what they have.
That is the mercy of the Supreme Lord.
But Lakshmi, why should the Supreme Lord come personally? He has many servants. Even material nature is functioning under his direction. The goddess of fortune is serving his lotus feet. Why should he personally come?
Well, he came personally when Gajendra called for him. He came when Draupadi prayed to him in a helpless condition.
And he came to protect Prahlad from his demoniac father Hiranyakashipu. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chadushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Yes, the Lord personally comes to protect his devotees from danger. He personally comes to kill the miscreants who give trouble to his devotees. He personally descends to establish religious principles. But why should the Lord bear the burden of delivering what the devotee lacks? We devotees try to render service to the Supreme Lord. We never desire to take service from him.
But the Supreme Lord does not say anything in vain.
Probably it means that the Lord takes care of the need of his devotees through his agents. Lakshmi, bring me the quill. Let me correct my manuscript. Lakshmi, I will go to the temple and be back in an hour. Keep the manuscript safely.
What shall I do now? How will I prepare the Naivedya?
Mother! There's no food at home and she's thinking, how will she cook?
Who are you boys?
Yes.
Rest easy for less this holiday season when you shop at the Living Spaces Sleep Center.
Please help us unload these. It is very heavy. What is in it?
Vegetables and groceries.
Where are you taking it?
We brought it for you. Your husband asked us to carry this load and bring it here.
Boys, you are mistaken. My husband never does that. Maybe you came to the wrong house.
No, we are at the right house. Your husband, Arjunacharya, is famous in this village. He is a great devotee. How can we make a mistake in recognizing his house?
You mean my husband told you to carry this load? I can't believe it. He accepts in charity only as much food as is required for a day. And yesterday, he didn't get even that. I don't have enough provisions to prepare Naivedya.
Well, now that you have all these provisions, prepare Naivedya and offer to the Lord.
But who gave this to him?
We don't know. We were playing in the marketplace. He called us and asked us to carry this load and deliver it to his house.
It is too heavy for you to carry. How could he tell you to carry it? He never accepts such service from anyone.
But he did, Mother. Believe me. When I said it is too heavy for me to carry, he beat me.
No, my good husband would never do such a thing.
Maybe, Mother. But look what he did to me. It hurts. It stings.
Oh God! What has come upon my wise husband? Is this true?
Yes, he did. Believe us.
My dear boys, I'm really sorry. He must have made a mistake. He's really a kind man. He's very kind to everyone.
Kind? This is his kindness. Mother, our work is over. Now, if you allow us, we will leave.
Wait. Don't leave. I will be back in a minute. Come here. Now, it will be all right.
Thanks, Mother. I will never forget this favor. Now, we will leave.
No, don't leave. Please stay and have your meal.
So, this is the way of saying sorry for what your husband has done.
No. He has to answer for his unkindness. I will definitely ask him about it. So, will you allow this mother to offer you some food?
Sure. We will be playing here. Call us when it's ready.
Boys, what are your names?
I am Sham and he is Ram, my brother. Call us once the food is ready.
Sham and Ram. Very nice boys. How beautiful they are.
Lakshmi?
Take the next step in treating your moderate to severe ulcerative colitis with Entyvio, the only gut.
I ended with I'm so sorry. Hold on.
For stubborn bad breath, you need a better toothpaste.
Told me you asked them to carry it from the market.
I beat.
They are very young. How can they carry such a heavy load?
What are you saying, Lakshmi? I don't understand.
Why did you ask those boys to carry these vegetables and groceries?
I did not tell anyone to carry anything. Who brought it?
Two beautiful boys came here carrying these baskets. They told me you asked them to carry it from the market and deliver it here. And when they refused to carry, you beat them.
But I didn't go to the market. I just went to the temple and came here soon after. Who were those boys? Did you inquire?
Yes, Sham and Ram. They said you found them in the market.
I don't know any Sham and Ram.
I will call them. They're playing somewhere here.
Call them. I'm anxious to see who they are. Why should they lie?
Ram? Sham? Ram? Sham? Where did they go? They said they will wait till I finish cooking. They told me to call them once the food is ready.
Where are they?
Don't know. Probably they're afraid of you. Seeing you, they might have left.
I can't believe whatever is happening, Lakshmi. I don't know any Sham and Ram. I didn't send anything with anyone. Someone might be playing with us.
Children don't lie.
You don't believe me?
I believe you. But we need to find out. This is a mystery. Who are those boys? Why should they accuse you of making them carry the load and deliver it here?
Lakshmi, say that again. You said they accused me of something?
They said you made them carry the load and deliver it at our house.
Lakshmi, what did the boys look like?
They were of about the same age, but one was taller than the other. The taller boy was fair and wore blue garments, and the shorter boy was dark and wore yellow garments.
Oh Lord! Lakshmi, those boys were none other than Krishna and Balaram.
Krishna and Balaram? Oh Lord! What have you done?
Lakshmi, I doubted whether Krishna personally comes to provide what his devotees lack. He personally came to supply us what we lacked. You are so fortunate, Lakshmi. The Lord appeared before you because of your simple faith. I overruled his words with my little faith and struck out the real meaning of the verse, giving it my own tainted understanding. When I struck out the real meaning of the verse, I struck the Lord himself. Lakshmi, I must correct the manuscript.
Ananyaha Chiltayanto Mam Ye Janaha Paryupasate Tesham Nityabhiyuktanam Yogakshemam Vahamyaham.
But those who always worship me with exclusive devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have. Preserve, transcend, always.
Happiness in the material world has a beginning and an end, but happiness in Krishna is unlimited and there is no end. And Krishna will next talk about the Pratikopasanas, Pasakas, those who worship the demigods, in the next verse, starting 9.23. And we still have 6 minutes. If you have your pen and pencil, this is what we're going to do. Take 5-10 minutes and write a letter to Krishna stating how I still need to develop the firm faith that Krishna will maintain me. How can I reform and develop that faith? So, simple example is I still